Hello everyone and welcome to CPAC 2023. I'm your host Amelia Kane, and joining me today is former Acting Director of National Intelligence and Ambassador to Germany, Rick Grenell. Ambassador, thank you so much for being here today.
I thought you were going to use the title of a big fan of Judicial Watch.
I should have. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thanks for having me.
My first question is, can you tell us about your time as Acting Director of National Intelligence under Trump?
Well, obviously I went in at a really intense time, the beginning of COVID.
Yes.
And I think, what I wanted to do and what I talked to President Trump about doing is just being transparent. I think that the intelligence community has a real problem right now on their hands. They had a problem back then. It's only getting worse. And that's their credibility. It seems like they leaked against conservatives a lot. It seems like they were playing for one team. And I know a lot of career intelligence officials. I know a lot of career Foreign Service officers at the State Department. They're upset by this. They don't like the brand that they're getting. And what I would tell them is you better speak up. Because you know who's leaking, you know who's partisan, you know who's doing this. So you should out them. You should police yourself. Because we all know that brand is being ruined. And so when I came in as acting DNI, I wanted to be transparent about the Russia collusion, about the origins of COVID and what we knew. And I try to point to everybody still on the DNI website. If you go to dni.gov, you can find an April 30th, 2020 statement that says very clear, IC-wide, the entire intelligence community agreed. I negotiated the statement. And this is a statement that says China is responsible for COVID. 2020, we said this in April. And it's boiled down to the origins in one of two places. Either the Wuhan lab leak or the Wuhan lab animal to human transmission. They were doing research on animals, and they were very sloppy. Now, this is something that people don't really talk about. But if you go back to the year before COVID, even 18 months before COVID, there were virologist trade publications, open source, this is not secret information, from the Russian virologists who were saying the Wuhan lab is sloppy, they're doing research that's reckless, and they don't have the proper protocols. They were being called out for this sloppiness 18 months before by the virologist community. And yet, Dr. Fauci didn't pick up on that and didn't jump to fix it. It's a real problem. Look, I don't know. I've never spoken to Dr. Fauci, but I certainly know that he's a huge problem because he was more interested in protecting the brand of Dr. Fauci and the brand of his career. I think that he's got a real problem of his research and management during the HIV/AIDS crisis. He was telling us all wrong information back then. He's been around for a long time, and he seems to bully the medical community into following just one idea. And the whole premise of the medical community is peer review, is to be able to take your opinion and put it out so that your medical peers critique you to get better protocols. He was never interested in that.
Absolutely. So switching gears a little bit, were you privy to any information regarding the RussiaGate targeting of President Trump?
Yeah, when I came in, I tried to declassify a lot of the Russian documents from the intel community because when I read them, they told a very different story than what Adam Schiff was saying on CNN. And so I think it was really important to correct the record for the American people because Adam Schiff went on national television and lied consistently about the documents. I felt compelled to actually do something and say something and declassify to show people he's a liar.
And also, this is my last question for you. Did you encounter any deep state opposition to what the Trump administration and what you wanted to accomplish?
Absolutely. I mean, we saw it pretty consistently. But I also have to say that I saw a lot of career officials who just wanted to do the right thing. But they're bullied into silence. And that can't happen. We need to have people who are working for whoever is duly elected by the American people, and to get behind that person and their policies, because it's a very difficult thing to run for president. You're picked apart. Every policy is dissected and debated, and whoever wins needs to be able to put their entire team on the field, so to speak.